Okay, left off over here on Pasuk Chav Gimel. Unesonom Hashem Elokech Lofonecho. It's interesting. Pasuk Chav Beis says, "Nosa Hashem Elokecho es hagoyim ho'eh miponecho." Hashem will cast them away from before you. Miponecho. Unesonom Hashem Elokecho lifonecho. He will give them before you. Right? What's this continue? This before you. And he will cause them a great level of confusion until they will be destroyed. What's this? What does that add? See, before we spoke about Hashem will send the tzira. The tzira will destroy which ones? Hanishorim v'anistorim miponecho. Meaning the vast majority you're going to kill directly. But what about Hanishorim v'anistorim? Those that are left over and they're in hiding, that the tzira will take care of. But you have to be engaged directly in battle. It seems to be over here, right? Sonam Hashem elokech l'fanecha v'homam muhuma gedolo arishamdom. But what about the casualty issue? Right? Hashem give them before you, but what about you engage in battle? There's a chance you can be killed. There'll be a level of confusion that you'll be able to what? Until they'll be destroyed. Not only that, they won't even be able to plot against you. They'll be too confused to be able to plot against you. Seemingly, it should have been the other way. I mean, we should further said, V'nistorim, I'll send it zero, right? That seems to be. The order should have been the other way. No, I know, but it said hanishorim. It said hanishorim, what's left over. The remnant is left over. The tzir will take care of that. Those. Okay, you have to say something like that. He will give the kings over into your hands. And you will destroy their names from under Shamayim. Meaning, once you destroy the king, there's no zecher. There's no remembrance. I mean, on a simple level, it is that when you destroy the king, the people have nobody to look for. Then the people, they assimilate, right? But if they have their leader is still there, there's always that connection to the past. So therefore, and as therefore their names will obliterate mitach shamayim, from under the heavens. I mean, the way the Chazal tell us is because when you're able to destroy the king, every nation has an archangel. So therefore, that what Hashem will give when you're able to take the king, that's an indication to the end. It's over. That the spiritual counterpart of the people is no longer there, and as a result of that, there's no basis for their presence in existence any longer. No one will stand before you until you destroy them. What does that mean? Today we could appreciate it. Alan, you spoke too early. This is today. Nobody will interfere with you until you will destroy them. You know? Nobody will interfere. No world protest. No threats. No one will stand in your way until you totally destroy them. That's what's going to be. You know, it's interesting. We find that after Shimon and Levi killed Shem, what was the reprimand of Yaakov? We're small people. We're a small family, and yet we're surrounded with all these nations. They could destroy us, right? So if that's the case, you start destroying one after another. The other nations will come to their aid. Nobody's going to interfere with you. One after another, you can destroy them. They're not going to interfere with you. Psilei Elohim, Tisron Beish, their idols, the idols of the gods. You will burn in fire. Bosachnot Kesev Zov Aleim. You should not have any interest in the silver and gold that's upon them. Lokachtoloch. If you should take it for yourself, Penti Vokeshbo. You'll become ensnared in it. So it is an interesting sefarno. Kiseiras Hashem Elokecha. Why must you destroy it and not benefit from it? Because it's considered abomination of God. What's the Penti Vokesh? Let's say a person takes the gold of the idolatry and he invests it. He has a phenomenal return. What resonates in the person's mind? You know something? This is not regular gold. This gold has a history. Because at one time was associated with a certain deity, maybe that is the basis for my success. Right? You never know what goes through a person's mind. Many things touch a person's interest, or why now? Why did I succeed to such a degree? Shlofam yikra sheitzliach, bring the sefarno, but also kesef zov shalem, the tachshov shoyze bekoach, also avod zor shoyaleo, and he would attribute it. I once said, people, they take college courses. They take comparative religions. Study about other religions. La halacha, you're not permitted. You're not permitted to study about the idolatry. I mean, the Sanhedrin's permitted to study certain things because they have to judge people. So to know whether it is idolatry, they have to know. Persons in a certain field of, let's say, he has to dispute the positions of idolatry, or heretical positions. So he's not reading heresy to know what heresy is. It's only to dispute it, to refute it. But to study it, you're studying for... So the Torah says you're not permitted, right? You're not permitted to veer if anything of heretical subject matter you have to stay away from. You're not permitted. So one time this person was taking this, I said, something? Everybody is looking for an escape clause. Everybody looks for it. We don't even realize how much on a subconscious level we look for an escape clause. What's the escape clause? The Gemara says by Acher, that Acher, when he saw the father instructing his child to go send off the mother bird, and he falls to his death, and there's Acher, the great Acher. He says, Les din v'les dayin. Here the Torah says, if you honor your father, you merit long years. If you send away the mother bird, you merit long years. Here you have it compounded in one situation, and the child falls to his death. Clear, there's no judgment, there's no judge, it's all nonsense. Threw out the window. Where does he go? First stop, goes to a brothel. From the Beis Medrash, giving public lectures to thousands of students straight to the brothel. Doesn't make any sense. So the Gemara says, why did the Torah protect him? So the Gemara says, because Tino Belivo. Because he had some impurity in his heart. What was the basis for impurity? He used to read Greek poetry. And Greek poetry is very sensual and erotic. So already, this was the undercurrent of this. So therefore what? He has the escape clause now. This is the escape clause. Now I'm able to live with my conscience and go to the brothel. He always wanted to go to the brothel at a certain level. But of course, he wouldn't consider it. But now, this doesn't make any sense. This is clear. It's baseless. Right into the brothel. You study comparative religion, you study about anything. You never know in life when you need something to rely on to do what you shouldn't do. There's a position. That's heresy. Right? It's what you call the blackout. You block Hashem out of your life. And he's blocked out, so then you can do anything you want. The Gemara says in Sanhedrin, when Adam ate of the tree of the Eitz Hadas, the Gemara says, Min hoyo. He was a heretic. Why was he a heretic? So the way I explained it was, Adam The level of clarity Adam had was one of a kind. God created him. He was in the Garden of Eden. I mean, if you have such clarity, how do you eat of the Eitz Hadas? God says you're not permitted to eat it. And when he ate it, at that moment there was no God. Because if there was any relevance that he had God in his mind, he couldn't have eaten the tree. He couldn't have eaten of it. His level of clarity of truth. So what's the answer? Min hoyo. He was a min. He was a heretic. At that moment, God did not exist. That was the attraction of the fruit to such a degree, he had to block God out of his life. So, he always wanted to block him out. Acher. Because he had this desire because of what he engaged in. You know, the Greek poetry and all that, okay? Penti vokesh. You never know. You have success. This gold once was associated with whatever it is. It's tovas Hashem Elokecho. And because tova, therefore, you can't go there. Therefore, even gold, silver, as precious as it is, you have to destroy it. The two things he failed. The women and the horses. Okay? Yeah, that's the only thing he did. Because he believed it wouldn't affect him. Because, you know, he's the Chochem Mikabodom. Nobody's going to have any influence on his heart because of his level. But they did. There's a Sefarno also. He brings Shlomo Melech. That you see, that Torah says because of that, regardless how smart you are, one of a kind of brilliance, it's irrelevant. Just one more puzzle. You should not bring an abomination into your home. You'll be a cherem kamo. If you do, you'll be a cherem, something which has to be destroyed like it. Shakit shaktseno. You should abominate it. I don't know the difference. It means it's within the same classification. Sites avenu kichervu. You should abominate it. You should see it as the most revolting, because it's cherim, because it's something which is banned. Now, Rav Tzipis Frank has a shaila. In the old, he was the Rav in Yerushalayim before 48. Rav Tzipis Frank. You walk around Yerushalayim, you see these monks. These Russian Orthodox monks, they walk around like they own the city, like they own Israel. No, they have these hats. You know, they look like barbarians in black garb. So I'm only mentioning because Alec is familiar with the way what these chevra look like. Okay, so but they go with these long crosses around their necks that swing back and forth. So very often they would come in to visit Reb Tzipias and Frank. They had some kind of cordial relationship, you know, civil relationship. They come and say hello to the rabbi, this and that. And they come in his house. So, but they come in with this big cross, this big crucifix they wear. So he has a tshuva on this. You're not permitted to allow this into your house, right? So he explains over there in that tshuva, in that response he writes, they don't worship the cross. They don't worship the cross. The cross is an identity. They identify as their belief. It would be the idol itself that they worship. And let's say the goy would have the idol hanging around his neck, and every day he kisses it and he worships it. Then you have to say, you know, it's like lahavdil elef avdolas. It's like during the Gulf War when they had an aircraft carrier near Saudi Arabia. So it was the end of December. So the families were sending gifts to their, to their children. So they censored the mail. The mail went to the post office in Saudi Arabia, and they would process it. If there was a Mogen David, lahavdil, or a crucifix, they wouldn't allow it into the country. They would not allow it into the country. Yimach shmam. You hear this? This is the Arabs. They despise anything which is not what they believe in, even it's only a representation. It's an identification. Cannot be in our country. We're defending you. You people can be destroyed. It's irrelevant. It's not coming in our country. So you understand? They're not ashamed of it. They tell the world they could get off whenever they want. Torah says, "Savito Mar is a question. If you rent a house to a goy, and he brings his idolatry to the house, into the home. You know, you're the landlord. He has his idol every morning. He wakes up, he bows to his whatever he has over there, right? Slow tovi to he brought an abomination to your house, right? So Mar has a whole question because schirus is kinyan. When he rents it, he's like the owner of the house, right? Well, let's say you have a friend. You went to college with a guy from Thailand, and he moves in for a week or so, and he brings his whatever he worships over there. You have to tell him. He has to leave a suitcase, down and by the trash compactor downstairs. Can't bring it into the house. Can't bring it in. To be continued. No. They don't worship the cross. Maybe the cross in the church. In the church, they may have a cross. They bow to it before it.